Good day. I am meteorologist Eric Donten on the night watch at the Fleetweather Ocean Routing Center in New York. Today is May 6th at about 23:30 GMT, and this is going to be a discussion on potential tropical development in the Western Pacific Ocean by later this week into the weekend, specifically to the north to northeast of Papua New Guinea, and it would then be expected to track towards the Philippines vicinity after that. So starting off here, taking a look at the latest satellite imagery from the Japan Meteorological Agency, we can see we do have a large area of disorganized flaring convection to the northeast of Papua New Guinea, and this area is expected to continue to move to the west to west northwest over the next few days. Taking a look at the latest tropical outlook from Pagasa, we can see they are also monitoring for the development of the system. So we can see both in their week 1 and week 2 period, they have a moderate chance of tropical cyclone development. And we can see by week 2, there's kind of a split on the track. And that is because some model guidance is indicating that the system would recurve to the northeast, remaining out over the Western Pacific, whereas some model guidance indicates a track more over the Philippines, as I will show more shortly. This here is the latest GFS ensembles from the May 6th 12Z run. So we can see this is the current time, approximately the 7th at 0 GMT. And again, the area we're watching is down in this vicinity. So as I move forward in time, we can see that by about the 9th at 12 GMT, many ensemble members of the GFS are starting to show more significant development, which then continues to track to the west to west northwest. And again, we can see there is still a pretty wide range of solutions with some members by early next week. So this is 13th at 12 GMT, have the system kind of over the eastern Philippines vicinity, whereas other members have it further to the east. And these members generally are the ones that recurve it to the northeast, whereas these more western members eventually track it more due north, tracking closer to Taiwan, with some members even taking it into the South China Sea in the long range. So definitely a lot of uncertainty remains, and we'll just have to closely monitor over the coming week or so. And this here is looking at the 12Z European ensembles, which show a similar idea, just a bit more delayed with the development. So we can see the European ensemble members don't start to show more significant development until mid to later on the weekend. This is now May 12th at 6 GMT. But we can see after that, definitely some members on the European showing the development as well on that same expected track. Finally, looking at the wind shear from the 12Z operational GFS model run. This here is the present time, approximately the 7th at 0 GMT. But we can see we have generally light to moderate wind shear in the region of the system. And we can see over the coming days, as the system tracks generally to the west-northwest, that we mostly keep the low to moderate wind shear values in the vicinity of the system. So this, combined with pretty warm sea surface temperatures of around 30 degrees Celsius throughout this region, should support the development of the system with mostly favorable environmental conditions once a circulation center actually develops and is able to consolidate. And finally, just again taking a look at the 12Z operational GFS model run and the associated significant wave heights. Again, we can see by about the 10th at 12 GMT on the operational GFS starts developing the system more significantly. And then it continues to track off to the west-northwest and deepening further with a large area of very rough or greater seas in the vicinity of the system by the 17th at 0 GMT. So again, that's quite long range and subject to change, but just shows the potential impacts from the system. And again, for any Onselon members that have the system further west towards the eastern Philippines or Luzon, all of these higher conditions would also extend further west, potentially impacting the major shipping lanes to the east of Taiwan especially. So again, this is something to closely watch in the coming days for any vessels that may be transiting through the area, and especially any trans-Pacific routes that definitely could be having to deal with this regardless of the exact track. So this is something we'll continue to be monitoring here at Fleetweather. But that sums up today's video. So please make sure you subscribe to our channel and follow us on LinkedIn to receive all the latest weather and routing news. Once again, this is Eric Donten from the Fleetweather Ocean Routing Center. Stay connected and safe.